In lesson 8.1, our goal is to seek to understand percent and then be able to go from percent to fraction to decimal. So the example we're going to use is 8%. I can also write this as 8%. I separate per and cent. I'm going to do this to stress what cent means. Cent means 100, so it's like saying 8 per 100. So anytime you see the word cent, think 100. Percent is always out of 100. That's what percent is. Percent is comparing a number to 100. So let's take this grid right here for example. It's a 10 by 10 grid. I have 10 rows and 10 columns. So there are 100 little squares right there. And out of 100 squares, 8 of them are shaded blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 are shaded blue. So I have 8 shaded out of 100. Or I could say 8 per 100. 8, the horizontal fraction bar is per 100. So this is fraction form, this is percent form. The percent symbol is 8%. That's the percent symbol. Okay, so I have 8%, that's percent form, this is fraction form. If I want to put this fraction in simplest form, I need to think about what numbers are 8 and 100 both divisible by. Since they're both even numbers, I know they're divisible by 2, but they're actually both divisible by 4. So just like we found equivalent ratios and we simplified by either multiplying or dividing the top and the bottom by the same number, here I can divide both the top and the bottom by the same number to get an equivalent fraction. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. 100 divided by 4 is 25. Okay, so 2 25ths is the simplest fraction, simplest form to represent the shaded region in that grid. So percent, fraction, and then decimal form. If I have a fraction of 8 hundredths, I can literally say 8 hundredths and write that in decimal form, 0.08. That's how I read that decimal. It's 8 hundredths. So have those three forms, percent, fraction, fraction simplest form, and then decimal form. Now to go from a decimal to a percent, let's say I'm given 8 hundredths as decimal. To make this a percent, I'm going to move the decimal 2 places to the right. So I show that by drawing the little U here, 1, 2, and there's my new decimal. So this is decimal, this is percent, 8%. Now, when I move the decimal 2 places to the right, what I am doing is multiplying by 100. That's actually what I'm doing. So it's like taking 0.08 times 100 and you'll get 8%. Now to go the other way, if you're given a percent and you want the decimal form, you move the decimal 2 places to the left. So as you look at 8%, you may be asking yourself, where's the decimal at? Well, if the decimal is not written, if it's not there, it's after the last number, so it's after the 8 right there. I'm going to move the decimal 2 places to the left to make this a decimal form. So I go 1, 2. There's actually a 0 right here. I'm going to have to add a placeholder 0. So 1, 2 places to the left, and there's my new decimal. So it's 0.08. Now what I'm doing here, when I move the decimal 2 places to the left, I'm actually dividing by 100. Just like I went 2 places to the right, that's like multiplying by 100. Well, 2 places to the left is just the opposite. It's like dividing by 100. So it's like taking 8 and dividing by 100, and you get 0.08. So those three forms we'll be working on in lesson 8.1, going from a percent to a fraction to a decimal.